It's kind of scary just how good noise cancelling headphones are. I was just walking along and I was about to cross the road. I do a little look left. There was like a crossroads. Look left, look right, clear. Check behind me. There's a fucking loud ass motorbike right there. I couldn't hear. Obviously I wasn't going to step out because I checked he was there. But I was like, that motorbike is loud as balls. And I didn't even know. I didn't even hear an inkling, an ounce of a guess that it was there. It's insane. Although one of the annoying things is, every now and again when I run to cross a road, it has this thing where it like senses what's around you and then tones the noise cancelling up or down. If you start to run, it amps the outside world in. So I assume it's so if you're jogging, you can hear stuff still, which it doesn't seem to think you need when you're walking. So as every time you cross the road, it goes beep, and then just pipes in a shitload of wind noise as I run across the road and traffic and stuff. So that's annoying. But anyway, just trying to figure out how much time I've got. I could probably go down there. Let's go down there. It's more fun than just straight across. My plan today is to do a bit of finance related stuff. I'm going to finish off my projections, jazz up my spreadsheet a bit, send off some invoices this morning. In the afternoon, I'm going to fix my Azure function, which has taken me about a week to do. And once that's fixed, I'm then going to move on to doing a business plan. And I have no idea what business plans even look like, so it's going to be fun. I've kind of forgotten how much I love spreadsheets. There's something really like satisfying about having a really cool spreadsheet that like sings and dances for you. So I've kind of got like this thing where you can select projections, and then based on all of those projections it figures out how many people I'd hire, who I'd hire, how much I pay for them, calculates how much income I have from certain revenue streams, and then like maps out a plan for each and every single one of them. And it's so cool. I'm like well chuffed with it. So, because I'll do something different. If Code Reviews as a Service generates some income, I'll do something different to if it never did. And if its replacement never did, or if its pivot, because I'll end up having to pivot it, didn't either. So it's like, it's really cool. I'm really proud of it. It doesn't look cool, because I haven't put any like styling over it or anything like that. I need to do that thing where you like make the lines. It looks a bit like a big old grid of numbers, you know what I mean? So I need to like format it a bit, but it's pretty fucking dope. Laura always takes a piss out of me, by the way, for like, I stand at the window sometimes and just look out, you know? Just survey, making sure everything's alright, you know? But Laura takes a piss out of me because she says that's what old people do. There's a couple of things I do that Laura thinks that old people do. Par example, she doesn't like the way that I walk around supermarkets, because I walk with like, I do the thing where you put your hand behind your back like that and then just walk like, just stoop around, you know. No idea how wide this lens is, fuck knows. Looking back though, I absolutely bossed it. Walked straight from the edge of frame to the edge of this cabinet thing. God damn. Smoothie magic, ladies and gentlemen. If you've made as many vlogs as I have, you figure that kind of shit out. I totally appreciate, by the way, that these vlogs are... We was watching someone's video the other day, me and Laura's like, why? Because I put it on, it's not one we normally watch. We were struggling for things to watch. I was like, let's watch this as it might be interesting. She's like, why do I care about watching someone tell me about their day? And I just looked at her and I'm like... Also, I don't know if I should say that, but fuck it. I had a look the other day to see how AdSense was working on YouTube. It's changed a bit recently, and I was like, I'll just make sure that it's actually configured properly. And I think in the past 2.5 years, I've made £40, which is like nothing. There was a period of time where like I'd get £60, which is the amount you need to get paid, £60 like every year. And now, nearly 3,000 days in. Oh, no. To level, it's really difficult figuring out what to do with these videos, because I really like having something to talk to. If I weren't talking to you now, I'd be talking to myself. Or I'd just be like stood in silence, talking to myself in my own head, you know? So I like having someone to talk to, but I totally get that these videos are really boring. But on the flip side, when it gets exciting, it's gonna get really exciting. So it's like, I don't know. I might end up taking a break or something and just not doing a video every single day. Just to stop you basically getting this. Because, I mean, like, this video and the video after it, well, tomorrow's going to be a bit... Every day is different. But there will be occasions where, like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm basically working on the same thing, you know? And obviously I'm at different stages of that thing, but to a certain extent, you don't know about that anyway. So, it's difficult, man. It's difficult. But to a certain extent, you're like my therapy. Like, when I was at work, there'd be about 10 o'clock, which is about the time now, I'd go and get a cup of tea and go and have a chat with people I work with. They'd be like, yep, tea break, yep, let's go get a cup of tea. Go to the kitchen, make a cup of tea, talk to people. I'm still doing that now. You just don't talk back, I just talk at you. Actually, on my previous job, 10 o'clock was stand-up time. But the job before that, 10 o'clock was tea time. So, yeah. God damn it, guys. Spreadsheet done, invoice done. I'm authenticated, I've just flunked something up into the repository. So all I need to do now is figure out how I'm going to manage the secrets. That's the postman. I just need to figure out how I'm going to manage the secrets so that it's easy to run locally and the settings get injected in live and it's not in the repo. That's my plan. To be fair, I'm happy with them being in the local app settings in the repo. Because it's private repository anyway. And that means if I spin it up on my laptop, then I've got the credentials. I don't need to hunt them down like a dog. So, somewhat happy with that. I've just got to figure out at the moment how to get them out of Docker, which I've done before. I just haven't done here before. God damn, that's all good. Otherwise, a couple of birds have been landed on the roof of this. It's very exciting. There's a cat over there. I wish the cat would come. But I don't think cats like going in our garden because I don't think they can get out again. So, anyway, I'm getting relatively pissed off, to be honest with you, at Azure AD because I create a service principal and I want to manage it via the portal in Azure AD, and I can't find it. I don't know where the fuck it is. It's just not appearing where it's bloody hell, small place. It's not appearing where it's supposed to appear. But if I query it via the command line, I can get it. So I know it's there, I just don't know where there is. You know? It's really irritating. So I just did it all from the command line, but I prefer to do it via the portal, because I'm one of those people. Lunchtime, boys and girls. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's cooking. I've finished all of my work. I'm trying to figure out whether or not I need to go out. I realise I say it's hot while wearing a hoodie. Alright? Get off my back. It's hot enough to put my blind down. I was trying to figure out whether or not to wear shorts on my walk. I alternate between, I say alternate, sometimes I go for a walk with headphones and sometimes I go for a walk just for little old me. I've literally spent the last hour reading about not business plans, project plans. And I need to figure out what my approach is going to be for that project plan. And then I'm going to start it when I come back. So I am not going to take my headphone. Having said that, it is 18 degrees outside, but I had just had a cup of tea. So that obviously is going to raise my internal temperature just a tad. Project plans, boys. I'm a lot less scared of a project plan than I am a business plan. But I've just got to figure out how to frame everything and like package it up and then deliver it, you know? I've come down this weird footpath, trying to decide whether or not, I don't know where it goes. Whether or not it's a bad idea, I might just get mugged or something, I don't know. But I'm chasing this black cat who was walking the other way and clearly didn't want to walk past me, so it turned around and ran. And now every now and again I see it in the distance and then it realises it's got to run a bit further, so I don't know how far away from where he wants to go that poor cat's going. But, to be fair, he's gone now. Maybe he's gone into the sides. At what point do I turn around? I'm about 15 minutes into my 30-minute walk. If I don't change direction soon, I'm gonna have to turn around and just go back the way I came. Am I anywhere near home? I wish there were more walks I could do that were like a bit more scenic or countryside-y. Without having a dog, walking around neighbourhoods is a bit weird. Like I go through a couple of parks, that's as green as it gets. But in Bath it was so nice, I could walk down the river. I do miss Bath. I miss being in the city centre of Bath. That was a good place to work. There's just enough stuff around for you to have places to go, you know. And that had it all as well. You could go to the nice little path there. It's weird. Kind of looks like that's supposed to be a river, not a concrete path. Bizarre. Yeah, because like you could go into you could go to the shops, you could go see some nice old buildings, you could have a huge view of the city centre, you could walk along the river, you could go into the countryside. Bath's just fucking tiny, that's why it works. I know where I am, easy. To clarify, I always knew where I was. I have a very keen sense of direction. I'm very good at mapping myself around where I need to be. Laura's shocking at it. There's no concept of depth or deception or distance. Let's go that way. There's no idea of like how far away two different things are if they're not in sight of each other. And she has no, if you like walked out the house, turned left, then turned right, she wouldn't realise the house is behind her, you know what I mean? That kind of like compass style. Shocking, she is shocking at it. Starting to wrap a plan together about how to do this project plan. I'm thinking I'm gonna get back, I'm gonna go on my laptop, I'm gonna sit downstairs and I'm gonna just churn it out like a blog post. I'm just gonna write lots and lots and lots. I've got all tomorrow to focus on it as well. I'm going to a co-working thing tomorrow to get out the house a bit. I've also got, I'm meeting a friend for drinks after work, and I've got a networking thing in the evening as well. Lots of networking tomorrow. I'm not gonna need you for therapy tomorrow, so well, let's not cancel my session, but it'll only be a short one. Making progress on my project plan and become acutely aware that whenever you Google project plans online, they're always Gantt charts. I don't really want to do a Gantt chart. That doesn't sound like an ideal thing for me. The problem I have is I have too much variance. There's like, I've got 3 projection models for my revenue. For my budget plan. I have 3 different projection models with varying levels of differences in when I purchase things and stuff like that. That isn't something that is very forthcoming, that fits very well with a Gantt chart. Gantt charts aren't very agile either. We had a really late dinner. We're watching some good TV though. We're watching the Capture, I think it's called. It's really good. I'm really getting into it. It's on BBC though, so for American viewers, you're gonna have to wait, I'm afraid. But yeah, we had a late dinner because Laura goes to the gym after work on a Tuesday, so we don't eat until 8 o'clock at night. 8 o'clock. Well, gone 8 o'clock as well because I fucked up the timing of the oven, so fucked it. I have had almost definitely the least productive morning so far. By about midday, I normally have about, I'm going to change the battery. I normally have about 3.5 hours of work in the bank by the time I go for lunch. Today, I'm going to be lucky to hit an hour and a half. And I don't know, I do know why. It's because I'm about to head on out to a co-working thing. I have a really long day today. I've got drinks with a friend after work and a networking session that I've never been to before. It's not really a networking session, but it's a session for business, for founders and for technology company. Still not even just technology company people, actually, just like startups to like commingle and network. I've never been to anything like that before. I'm terrified, but it's a warm-up for next week. So what I decided to do was go to the co-working thing all day, work there all day. I'll be in town, I can go to the drinks, and then I can go to wherever it is I'm going to go to the thing. But then this morning I'm like, I can't focus on anything because I know I'm going to leave. I'm really bad at working when I know I'm going to be doing something. It's like really awkwardly timed because it's in the middle of the day. What I should really do is also pissing it down. Fuck. I didn't want to take a coat, but I'm going to have to. I'm really bad when I'm doing something, not in the middle of the day, like in the middle of the morning. I'm really bad at that because I can't like settle. I like to hit the ground running early. And for whatever reason, I can't do it. And I didn't go for my walk which is probably half of it. Like I effectively populated a to-do list, effectively, and did a little bit of organisation in Asana and stuff like that. Shoddy work. Right, let's go to the bus store in the rain. You know what? I actually did leave the house. I got halfway into Bristol and then realised I'd forgotten my wallet and my business wallet. Both wallets. In theory, I could have gone without, but I don't know where I'm going and I feel like I might need cash. And I definitely wanted my business cards and stuff. And there's a chance that I was going to go into my office. So I turned around. So happy fucking days. I'm annoyed at myself because it's like my subconscious has given me the excuse to not go to the co-working thing now. I'm thinking about having lunch and then go to the co-working thing in the afternoon rather than in the morning. And maybe that should have been the plan all along. But yeah, so far it's got to be said, today is an absolute write-off. That really isn't good. I have about... Now I'm back at where I was this morning, where I'm like, I've got an hour until I'm planning on leaving-ish. And I've got to have lunch in that time as well, so... FML. It's not going well for me today. My mind is not in it. I'm really tempted to indulge in it as well and just play Xbox for a bit until lunch and then go. Because I feel like if I try and do anything else, I need to break myself out of this. If I'm going to do anything else, I'm going to not do it. And then kick myself even more. So I'm going to break. I'm conceding. It's not going well for me, boys. I'm having one of them days. I kind of knew going into this that I would have one of those days, but I thought if I got there, I'd get into it, if you know what I mean? Like, I'd get there and then I'd be like, right, now I've got nothing else to do except sit here with relatively slow internet, so you may as well get some work done, you know? And part of me doesn't even want to go, which is why I'm even more annoyed at myself coming back. But I feel like I had to. As much as that may or may not be an excuse that I'm just spinning myself, yeah, I'm not impressed, to say the least. I'm still going to go for the afternoon, and I'm definitely going to the thing this evening, and drinks after work. It's just going to be so unproductive. And then I kick myself for being unproductive, and that makes me more unproductive. We're playing Xbox for a bit. I play 2 games of Apex, or 3, depending on how quickly I die. I'm going to have some lunch, and then I'm going to go into town. And I'm either going to go to my office or the co-working thing. And then I can go with a slightly lighter bag as well, because I won't need to take a charger, I won't need to take lunch, and all that kind of stuff, so that'll be good too. Okay then, take 2. It's after lunch now. I've not taken my cup, my charger, my lunchbox, or my coat. We're just rolling like this. Got everything this time. Yep. Let's pick up that attitude, get to town, socialise, and get some fucking work done. I did bail, but only a little bit. I came to my office instead. There's hot chocolate here, it's free. I feel like if I had any hope of going to that thing this evening, I needed to go somewhere a little bit more comfortable, so I tried the other version of my office. So my office is actually the other side of town, but they opened up a new one this side of town, which is supposedly a lot bigger, and I've never been there before, so I thought I'd go in there, have a hot chocolate, you know, do some work. Yeah, so I needed like some time by myself to like give myself the chance to get back into it, rather than go into something I don't necessarily want to go into, and then go into something else, and then like go into 2 other things I don't want to go to, you know what I mean? So I went there, chilled out, and what else did I do? I was planning the next step for my project, trying to figure out how I'm going to glue these 3 or 4 things together so that they work. I'm looking at logic apps as a way to automatically deploy containers based on 3 or 4 things updating at once. It's gonna be fun. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if it fixes my problem. I may just have to, I'm trying to find a way that's less not hand cranked, but like flaky as your functions would be. Trying to write as little of it as possible, to be honest. somehow I've got this weird like cut in the back of my heel, which means that my shoe really presses in now. See that split there? Probably not. I can't do that any further though, boys. See that cut there? And it means that every time I walk, I make a weird noise. Just finished my meeting drinks with my boy Paul, who actually watches, well, has been watching these videos. I don't know if he's watching this one in particular. And I am about to be going to my founders networking thing, which is like a talk. It's a bit more networking focused than the developer things that I go to, which terrifies me, but I'm feeling in a much better mood, so that's good. I think, I don't know what was wrong with me earlier, but that like talking to someone about just random stuff, including Varialis and Radspider and other things that are going on in life, has reset me. I was dreading this. I'm a bit nervous, but I'm not dreading it anymore. So, quids in. That is a bonus. Oh God. I don't know, it's weird that you get into just a stink where I'm like, I don't want to do anything today. I don't want to go to the co-working thing. I didn't want to go to drinks with Paul, and I didn't want to go here. Reset there. We're fine. How do you get out of those ruts? If any of you ever get into those ruts, how do you get out of it? Fortunately, it doesn't happen very often for me. It's like once a month. That's somewhat often. I was half expecting our differing views on Brexit to come up, which would have been interesting or fun. But I think it was in too civilized arena to argue about shit like that. So, you know what? I'm tired. I got back and Laura went to bed early, 9, because she's feeling a bit ill. She's got a headache. So I stayed up watching YouTube videos and whatnot. But that networking thing was actually pretty good. It was pretty fucking intense compared to, it's like a completely different like atmosphere to the ones I normally go to, which are kind of like a way more chill. But this was like, there is a lot of time for networking. And I didn't realise people called networking. Like, how can I explain this? Like you go to a networking event, right? You'll go to like events networking events are put on so that people can go and network. But you don't say out loud to the people like, yeah, come network with me after this talk, and I'll tell you about this. Or, right, it's time. We can now start a little bit of networking. We could just have a bit of a network. No, it's just a chat. You know, yes, the ulterior motive is networking, but it's not a verb. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, if I came up to you guys and was like, there was a group of people, I'd be like, hey guys, let's network. You wouldn't do that. But yeah, it's very businessy. There's like a few, it is like tech-based, mainly, predominantly. So you've got usually people from a tech background, but you could tell the room's quite a lot of businessy people in general. And but so I got there and everyone is talking. I got 10 minutes late, fashionable, so 20 minutes of networking time before the talk. And I got talking to, I messaged Laura and I'm like, oh my God, this is intense. Like, there's just groups of people. It's like kind of like a speed date and everyone's just walking around talking to each other. I don't like this. There's nowhere to hide either. It's not a big enough space to like hide effectively. But someone came and talked to me who was the CEO of a company that's working on 3-dimensional, sounds really interesting actually, 3-dimensional volumetric sporting events. The idea being that you can watch a sporting event in AR. So you can watch a boxing match on your table. Sounds really fucking cool. And he's like telling me about like how that process works. Telling him a bit about how my stuff works. Spoke to someone else who's building a website builder that allows you to like kind of does all the easy stuff, but then lets you drop to code and actually implement stuff wherever you need to actually do something a little bit more complicated. But if you like have to integrate with an API, all that kind of stuff is kind of auto-generated for you, which sounds interesting. Someone else was in digital marketing, and then another guy was a translation service. So an interesting wide group of people. Basically all of them have been, I felt a bit like a child. Like these are people who have teams, they've done this kind of thing before. I'm like, I've been doing this for a month, guys. So I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, it's weird because like, it's really like serious, like the kind of networking it does. It doesn't feel natural at all. And it's not, I have an ability to just put like a defensive shield on where I can be like, I feel so uncomfortable that I'm going to put this protective bubble around me and I can mingle my way through most events. But it's so like forced that you can't talk about, like it's difficult to talk about, like kind of joke about things, you know? So like two people talked about, I linked up on LinkedIn because one of them was looking to move out and move into an office. And this guy had just moved into an office that has availability, so they were talking about it. They were talking about LinkedIn, and they were talking about how one of the guys was like, I don't really use LinkedIn. The other guy's like, oh, I've got 23,000 followers or something on LinkedIn. I'm like, fucking hell, I don't think I've ever heard anyone brag about followers on LinkedIn, but hey-ho. But I was going to interject in and just be like, LinkedIn is like a really weird social network because everyone uses it for self-promotion. No one actually goes on LinkedIn and reads anything, do they? You go on LinkedIn to find a job and to promote yourself. No one actually reads anything. Like if you read, like, go on LinkedIn and look at what people post. It's like so like, what's it like? It's like, it harks back to like, what about, I have someone who's like, posts something and it's like, what do my followers think about this? What? You know what I mean? But anyway, but you can't like joke about that kind of thing. And then the other guy was like into SEO stuff. And I'm like, I've heard that SEO is basically a dark art. And if Google change your algorithm, you're just kind of fucked. You got to figure it out. But you can't joke about stuff like that because it's like bang, 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 serious this, serious that. What are you doing with this? Have you had that problem before? Oh, how are you solving that? Blah, blah, blah. So it's complicated. But it was interesting to be like, I feel very developer-y, but it's interesting to be like a developer around so many people like that because two people were talking. One person said what their service was, the other person said what their service was, the web guy and the translation guy. And he explained how his thing worked, and then he explained how his thing worked, and they were like, I think we could work together. And I'm like, absolutely not. The way those two things work are completely the opposite of what you're talking about right now. One of them is like a whiz, like effectively like a WordPress style thing, where you click and drag things and move stuff around. And the other one is producing pull requests into repositories and translating source codes with human translators. These two things aren't very compatible. But yeah, it's interesting listening to people's stuff. But so like the guy who was doing 3-dimensional mapping of sporting events, they've got a prototype at the moment that works in a very short, like meter by meter cube, and they're trying to blow it out and get bigger and bigger, so they can get to the point where they're at a boxing ring. And I'm like, that's fascinating. Like, so what's the limitation stopping you going just straight to a boxing ring? If you've got like hypothetically 8 cameras and you can map and make this volumetric map of a boxing ring, what's stopping you just get like 32 cameras and just blow it out to that thing? But that question like isn't asked. Like I'm interested in all the, how does that work kind of things rather than the other stuff. But I was talking to someone about I was talking to someone about my stuff, and he was mentioning like TDD and how it doesn't really fit with startups. And I was like, there's a fucking blog post there, boys. Because a lot of people have like the wrong grasp of TDD, which I'm a strong proponent for. So, but yeah, it was interesting. It was really fucking intense. I'll probably go to one again. I can't imagine just walking up to a group of people and being like, oh, sorry, but I know you're all having a conversation. And then just standing there, you know? And then someone in the group then asks you what you do, and then you talk. It's just like you just walk into a circle and just talk about yourself. But two things I'm not very good at is talking about myself and talk to other people about what they're like. I'm terrible at small talk, and I'm not very good at selling myself. They're all things I've got to get better at, so I'll definitely try and go to more of them in the future. I'm going to go to bed, ladies and gentlemen. It's nearly midnight, so... Is it? Never mind. It's nearly 11. I'm like... Oh, I thought it was way later. I thought it was an hour later than this. Right, well, it's because Laura went to bed an hour and a half earlier than normal. It's like throwing me out of whack. I'm going to go to bed though, because I am tired. Tomorrow, we're going to be productive. That was semi-inspiring, that like founder thing, and semi like, I am nowhere near these guys. Which, if you look at it one way, can be really depressing. Or if you look at it the other way, it can be motivating. Let's look at it the motivating way. And I will catch you later.